right, so I'll tell you what I've gotten so far, and you can let me know if it resonates or not. And then once once you tell me what resonates, then I can dive a little deeper into those areas. I was hearing domestic violence. You said no. Okay. Um, so I would say that could be future energy because they were showing someone actually getting assaulted, like a head against the wall. Did you suffer like a head injury? You said it's been years. I'm going into what's still in your energy that needs to be addressed. And so you're saying you have experienced it. Did you receive like a head injury or something you had to go to the hospital for? Because this is all relating to love and it's going to, it kind of is giving an overview. You said he tried to kill me. That was over 7 years ago. Okay, so yeah, that definitely needs to be addressed because that came up. So spirit first said they were protecting your heart, and then that came up right after that. So that's something that still needs to be addressed. Um, was this your child's father? Because they told me that your child's father gave you the most trauma. You said it was. We don't talk at all. Okay. So, aside from like the physical violence, they were talking about that he caused the most psychological. So, aside from like the physical violence, they were talking about that he caused the most psychological damage as well. Um, so they were giving me a description of someone, and you can tell me if this looks like anyone you may know. This could be like future energy. Um, so they were saying they were describing someone. I want to say he's light skinned. Like it's giving the energy of like a kind of light skinned male with freckles and like different color eyes. Um, medium height, athletic build, kind of stocky. I was seeing a goatee. So let me know if that makes sense for anybody that you know. Thank you, Queen. So this may be describing someone in your future. I was also hearing music industry, so this person may do something within the music industry. Do you work in the music industry? You said, "Oh wow, I sing and rap." Oh damn. Okay. So I was here in music industry. Um so if you sing and rap, this is giving the energy of like someone who could not only be um like a divine partner. It's definitely giving the energy of a divine partner, but someone that you could collaborate with and work with as well. You said, but I'm actually on the road right now, truck driving. Okay. Um, okay. So since this is a love reading, I definitely feel like there's something about that that's connected to love. Um, and so there are several people in your energy, and I definitely feel like Spirit was saying that you need to do a cleansing bath. And so the cleansing bath is more so, it's basically you working in partnership with your spirit team. So the act of doing it is like agreeing with them and giving them permission to further work on and impact your love life. Because like I said, there's a lot of trauma in your energy that needs to be worked on. And I feel like what they're basically saying is that it's way too heavy for you to carry. And so that's something that you need to give them the responsibility of healing you in that area. And it's giving me the energy that you struggle with, like healing yourself. It's almost like you feel like you're doing the work, but you feel like nothing is happening because you still have like recurring thoughts and feelings and emotions. You said that's crazy. It's coming out now. I've been holding it in for so long. Okay, good. That's good. Um, Higher Soul Spirit, what else does she need to know? Yeah, I think the biggest part, like I said, is like relinquishing all of that healing to the divine and allowing them to heal you, like setting an intention before you go to sleep to allow them to heal you while you're sleeping. Um, I feel like your tears are very healing. Like it's giving the energy of like your tears are so healing for you that it preserves your beauty, it preserves your health. And so, you know, I really don't like crying either, but if you like, the more you cry, the more like your aura and your essence is going to be heightened, and um I'm hearing upgraded. And so because your tears are water, I feel like spirit, and they're talking about a cleansing bath, so I feel like your tears actually act as a cleansing bath for you. um and I know that like literally tears are cleansing, but it's way deeper than that, because we have salt water in our body, which is directly connected to the oceans, the saltwater oceans of the earth. And so there's something about your connection to the ocean, and I feel like it's more of like ancient Egypt, like Atlantis. And that would make sense, because then that would be the reason why you would be in a divine union with someone. And so I will say this, that I know you say you're in separation with someone, but that does not have to be your final destination. So I've encountered many twin flames on my twin flame journey who could have potentially turned into divine soulmates, but they fucked it up. Like they just didn't get it together. And you said I always go by some water to get grounded. Yeah, and that's definitely on purpose. That is because you have a very strong connection to the ocean. And I feel like the ocean is going to be like inspiration for your music. And like they're talking about you getting downloads at the ocean. What does she need to know about other people in her energy? Yeah. Okay. Let's see anything else after that. All right. So, spirit. What else does she need to know about the other people? So, it's interesting you said that you were in separation because I wrote this. I don't know if you can see it, but I wrote recently cut someone off. Just ignore my raggedy ass writing, but I wrote recently cut someone off and recently cut someone off for good, and that so it should be permanent this time. So, if did you recently cut the person off? He cut you off. Okay, well, Spirit is saying it needs to be permanent. It did was he circling back because they said it needs to be permanent this time. So it sounds like he was circling back quite a bit. Okay. Um. Well, they either way they want. I know you said no, but either way they said that needs to be permanent. Um. And so he in his energy, and the only reason why I'm going to talk about him is because he is sitting in your energy. His energy is like you scared him. Like your energy was making him feel like he could possibly lose himself in you. His energy is like, I don't want to fall in love with this person because I would really be in pain if she left me. You said too genuine. Yeah, that's the energy that is given. Like you actually like your genuineness scared him because people aren't used to genuine people because most people have an agenda. Um, but what happens is with that type of situation, when someone feels that they can't handle you, or you're too genuine, or you're too good to be true, it's also given the energy of like you're too good for him. That's a major problem because he's projecting his feelings about himself onto you and the situation and the relationship, and that's not something that you can help him with. That is like deep internal work that he needs to do. um and honestly, he's not, I feel like they said he needs to be gone permanently because the energy is not is that he has no interest in working on himself. um it's like he wants someone that he's used to, which is very toxic. Because even with the toxicity, if he feels like the person is beneath him and he can kind of control them, that was another thing. And that's not something that you can help him with. That is like deep internal work that he needs to do. Um, and honestly, he's not. I feel like they said he needs to be gone permanently because the energy is not is that he has no interest in working on himself. Um, it's like he wants someone that he's used to, which is very toxic. Because even with the toxicity, if he feels like the person is beneath him and he can kind of control them, that was another thing. Like he didn't think he could control you. Um, and so if he feels like he can control the person and he feels like he has the upper hand, then that's a boost to his confidence and his ego, but it's a false boost because the person is toxic as hell. You know, like, bruh. It's like just do the work. Just do the work. And what does she need to know about this other person? So this other person's energy is like, if I could sum it up, it would be for the streets. Like, just wanting physical intimacy, not wanting to commit, not wanting a real relationship, not putting any effort in, um, dealing with women all. And what does she need to know about this other person? So this other person's energy is like, if I could sum it up, it would be for the streets. Like, just wanting physical intimacy, not wanting to commit, not wanting a real relationship, not putting any effort in, um, dealing with women all over the place. Let me know if that resonates for someone that you've dealt with. I mean, I think we've all dealt with someone like that, but someone maybe since your child's father. You say, yes, I cut him off. Okay. So maybe that was the part that they were talking about. You need to cut him off permanently. But I still feel like the other one, like both of them need to be eliminated from your life permanently because Spirit has this other person who I feel like is very successful, very abundant. He's giving very healthy, very calm, very balanced emotionally and mentally. Takes care of his body, eats well. Um, and I don't know if you're like a thicker woman. I'm a thicker woman, so this is no shade, but I'm just reading the energy. So I feel like he likes thicker women. So like there's no, even though he's physically fit, there's no pressure for you to look a certain way. So let me know if that resonates. And if you're not a thicker woman, I'll say that whatever issues you may have with your body, it's not going to be an issue for him. That's the energy that is given. You said I'm thick but in shape. Okay. So, I mean, this sounds like a good match then. Cause if y'all both in shape, then that's another thing you have in common other than the music industry. Um, but again, even though you're in shape, we all kind of see things that other people really don't pay attention to. So I feel like they want to talk about like yourself, your body image, your self image. So do you feel like you have, even with being fit, you have like, I'm hearing body dysmorphia issues. That could be childhood related. It did. Were you the one that was telling? You said no. Okay. Um, that could be his energy. I don't know. But they were talking about like body insecurities. Spirit, can you tell me more about the body insecurities? Um, it's leaning more toward like SA related trauma. So it's like maybe you like work on your body on a external, but like internally there's some trauma. Let me know if that resonates. Try to disconnect from yourself in order to heal. And I think that's the energy that I was getting, where you felt like it was a struggle to heal. So in the process of you feeling like you were trying to heal but nothing was happening, you just disassociated almost with your body. Um and come on now. Like, she has the most piercing bark. Um, so these are things that need to be worked on before your masculine can come in fully. I'm like, why is your bark a screech, man? But yes, definitely. But like I said, I don't even feel like you should be trying or anything like that. It's something that the divine wants to work on for you, because they're like, it's just too heavy for her, and we'll take care of it, but she has to give us permission to help work on it. And I really feel like it's not going to take a long time. I feel like because of like everything going on cosmically, it's going to be like very rapid healings, very rapid ascensions, very rapid awakenings. Because spirit is basically speeding up the frequency of the planet inch by inch. So instead of taking us from 0 to 100 trillion, they're taking us in baby steps, but it's definitely starting to accelerate now. So like, whereas like if we compare it to a car, whereas it was like at 25 miles per hour, and then 35, and then 45, and then 55, and now we starting to move. Like we at about 65. So basically you're gonna be able to cover more territory in a shorter amount of time. You'll get to your destination faster. All of those things, but you know, and you can make the spiritual bath very simple. It can just be Epsom salt. You know, it would be nice to put some oils in there, and if you put any kind of herbs in there, I would definitely recommend Blue Lotus. Yeah, you can put Florida water. I wouldn't put too much in there because you don't want it to like irritate you. Um, like your feminine area, but I would put like maybe a capful or so in there. Um, you could also like I'm hearing rose petals, so I feel like Isis wants to work with you, and I would definitely put some blue lotus in there. I'm gonna pull some cards for you. Higher self spirit, can we get some confirmation or any additional information you want her to know? And if she has any spirit guides that would like to come forward, they can come forward and contribute to the message. So I don't know if this is a passed on loved one or just a spirit guide that you may not know. This may be your higher self. She is kind of, so just to let you know, my higher self can show up as looking like a grandmother, looking just like me, like she can morph into whatever. And so I feel like your higher self can do the same thing, which means that you're a very powerful, like ancient being. And if you're connected to Atlantis, that's absolutely, the energy. Um, when you say yes. Also too, like, so this person smiles a lot, like has a really big, beautiful smile. Um, it's kind of giving grandmother energy, like, but her hair is not gray, it's like brown, and it's kind of like one of those big old school hairstyles from like the 70s. Not an afro, but like, I don't, it's hard for me to describe, but like when women would have those big curls, like it would be like a big poofy hairstyle, but it wasn't like tight curls. It was like the, it's giving bob, like a poofy bob though. Um, she's jingling bracelets. You say your stepmom. Okay. Did she wear a lot of noisy bracelets? You say yes, and big wigs like that. Okay. So I'm assuming you had a good relationship with her. If you didn't have a good relationship, she may be coming forward to apologize. But it seems like she came forward as a spirit guide. You say yes, she's finally stepping up more. Okay. Um, what did you want to say? I heard namaste. Does that make any sense? If that's not something she was saying, I feel like she may be trying to tell you to meditate more. You say, yes, she's always encouraging me and sending me uplifting quotes. Okay. So she's definitely supporting you in this healing journey. I don't know if this may be involving you or someone else, but was there a situation where she was like trying to cover up some essay? Okay, you said not them. So it may be her, maybe she's saying that like there was something that happened to her that maybe she didn't disclose. And so that's why she can help you in that area. And she's going like this. Um, did she do the mudras a lot? Because she it's like she's doing stuff like this with her hands. Or maybe she's telling you that you should do the. Did she do the mudras a lot? Because it's like she's doing stuff like this with her hands. Or maybe she's telling you that you should do the mudras. You said no, she's been into different religions. Okay. I feel like she's saying you should be meditating and using the mudras. So I have this thing right here. I got this from Amazon. And you can use that to do the mudras, or you could even, like you can find everything on damn YouTube. Um, but there's definitely something about so you being a very powerful spiritual being, there's certain things that like will supercharge your energy differently from I hate to use a term regular person, but um the reality of it is that when you are a very powerful spiritual being and you're like a starseed being, you have abilities that supersede other people because you are helping to facilitate healing of others. And so that's the distinction that spirit makes, because when you are here to facilitate healing in others, then there's different levels to the energy. And so I feel like mudras and meditation, um I'm hearing specifically Om meditations are going to be very important. Let me me see which chakra is associated with Om. You may already know. So the crown chakra is associated with Om. This last one, the crown chakra. So like, and this is the mudra for it. So I feel like you should focus on that. And maybe focus on Om meditations. And like the one Chantra Shiva that I'm listening to, like her work is amazing, and she has some Om meditates, like Om music. I think this might be one of them. Yeah, this is Om mantra, Om Cam mantra, something like that. It's hard for me to see it because I made it. So Om Gam mantra. And did she practice Buddhism? So the Om Gam mantra by this one is for clearing energy and removing blockages. And I feel like your crown chakra is going to be very important because as a musician, as just a creative person in general, but specifically as a musician, your crown chakra is where you receive the downloads to write music. And so that's going to be very important for you. I feel like they're talking about a big part of your mission will be to write music for women who have suffered from SA. Because I would say SA and domestic violence, but there's something specific about the SA piece. And so that's why you experience that, because like when you're broken down and I say broken down lightly because you're never broken, but like where a part of your energy is like busted, like just fucked up. And I say fucked up in the sense that like I dealt with domestic violence and SA as well. And so like that experience had to punch holes in my energy in those areas so that I could heal. Because like when you're connected to Atlantis and so you're a star being and you have a lot of healing energy, you having to experience the trauma that mirrors what other people have experienced, but you healing your trauma and you allowing the divine to help you heal that portion of you is going to simultaneously translate to your music, and your music will then heal people who have experienced that. And I feel like that's a very like specific niche, because most musicians like don't focus necessarily. I mean, they may focus on love songs or something like that, but they don't necessarily focus on trauma healing. And there's a lot of beautiful channel music that addresses different traumas and healing, but there's something very specific about like your voice in concert or combination with the words that you speak. So it doesn't, like, the lyrics don't even have to directly speak to SA or domestic violence. It can just be whatever song you channel, but because of how your energy and your healing abilities are set up, there's the people who listen to it will be healed, but they won't even realize that they're being healed by it, which is dope. Could y'all stop? Onyx, stop. Ani, stop. So let me pull some cards. Right? So Spirit, what else does Miss Williams need to know? So it's definitely giving, feeling a lack of control and like setting up healthy boundaries. And the lack of control would be mentally. And that's why I definitely feel like that's confirmation that your crown chakra is very important, because once you work with your spirit team and your stepmother to help you heal those parts of you, then you won't feel as stagnant. Like, I don't feel like you are stagnant. I feel like you are constantly moving forward, but you feel stagnant because it's like all in your head. And like I said, when those things are working in the background, plus the SA and the trauma that you've experienced, it creates like the feeling of like, I have to protect myself. Like, it's like constantly having to protect yourself. And so you're gonna have to allow yourself to be put in a position to receive love. And I definitely feel like this person is going to nourish you emotionally. Like, they're going to be very emotionally available. And this person is going to assure you they're not just with you for the physical intimacy. And so we have you basically coming out of this energy in recovery and working with your spirit team. Yeah, just not feeling strong enough to do the work yourself, like I was talking about. But this is definitely a new beginning with someone who's going to fill your cup. And so you're coming out as the high priestess, but you don't even know it. So once you like accept the fact that you are a high priestess and you are very tapped in, you do get downloads, you do have a very strong intuition. Once that happens, then you'll be stepping into your magic and your power. Yeah. So this is like, slow moving energy as far as what you think of. That's what I was talking about with you not feeling like you were healing fast enough or even making progress. But Spirit's like, you've been making progress, definitely. And so that when Isis wants to work with you and when your spirit team wants to work with you, that's a clear indication that you have been making forward progress. Because an energy like Isis isn't gonna come forward for you if she's not trying to meet you halfway. Because we have to do what we can do from a physical standpoint and then allow them to come in and do what they need to do from a spiritual standpoint. So did you have any questions? I feel like Spirit is saying also with this in the reverse that they've been trying to communicate with you, but you're not necessarily like focusing. And so I think that's why they want you to meditate because they'll be able to talk to you where you will be able to perceive what they're saying in meditation.